All right, today's video is going to be on the Colt Cobra, new Colt Cobra, if you will. I believe these came out in 2017, about a year and 4 or 5 months ago, shortly after SHOT Show. When I heard they were coming out with a smaller revolver with Colt, I thought, oh, that's awesome, I definitely got to get one. And then saw a couple videos on it from SHOT Show. I thought it looked really nice. But there wasn't a whole lot of info out there on them. I don't think they really pumped them out to the market super quickly. But I did end up coming across one at one of my local gun shops shortly after the release, a couple months. So it was nice. I was looking forward to getting one. So basically, what are the benefits of this gun? Well, the size, it is a 6-shot 38 special. Do I wish it was a 357? Yes, that would obviously be ideal. Then you would have the ability to shoot both cartridges, just depending on what you're using it for at the time. But 38 plus P is still plenty good. It's an effective round, so it's not a complete deal breaker. Because honestly, even when I have a 357 of this size, I spend the majority of my time at the range shooting 38, and I will carry with sometimes some 38 plus P, and I'll put a couple of plus Ps through it at the round. But at the end of the day, the 38 is a little bit more comfortable to shoot, and it's also significantly cheaper. Except for the Remington green and white box. They've had really good specials running on that at Walmart for the 100-round box, so I have picked up a couple of those recently. The other thing I really would like about it is the sights. Now, it does have a gutter sight system, which typically, is not the greatest. I do like some of the Smiths with the adjustable rear sight. The Model 63-inch, for example, has an adjustable rear sight. But that front fiber optic at red with this gutter sight, let me see if I can kind of line it up here for you. I mean, it pops like you would not believe. It is so easy to pick up at the range, especially outside when it's bright. So that's terrific. And I haven't changed this one out. Of course, we showed that it is unloaded currently. But apparently this is kind of like the Ruger. I believe you just push in here, pull it out, which is awesome. A hell of a lot easier than a Smith, where you've got to tap the pin out, then you've got to put the new sight in, then drill through the new sight, then put the pin back in. It's not the end of the world, but it is kind of a pain, and I did scratch one up one time because the bit broke on me. I mean, we're talking, I don't remember what the size of them is, but it's like drilling with somebody's hair. It's a pain in the butt. So I do like the side option of this, taken after Ruger for that. As far as the cylinder release, it's like the other Colts, pull back as opposed to pushing forward or pushing in. So this one is just simple pullback. I do like it. It's easy to get to, easy to work. It's a little bit sharp on the edge, but not too big a deal. The finish on these is absolutely immaculate. This matte stainless is beautiful. The finishing work on this is just fantastic. I mean, it is a beautiful gun. They did a fantastic job on it. I do like this extra detail up here at the front, kind of the bulge, if you want to call it, around the barrel. I just think it gives it a little something else, and instead of just being everything super plain Jane, I never complain about a gun company doing something like that. I don't know if there's an actual structural reason for it, but I do think it looks good and adds a little bit. As well as this being exposed down here, the ejection rod. Works good, everything spins nice. As you see, good and balanced. Been a fantastic shooter, but it did not start that way. So, let me tell you about that. I bought it at the range, had a box of 38s, went to shoot it. So I only had I think I had two 50-round boxes. So I went to shoot it, and I had a hell of a lot, those are dummy rounds obviously, a hell of a lot of light primer strikes. I mean, I can't even express to you how many. I was so pissed off. Probably in that 100 rounds, I'll bet you I had 15, at least 15 light primer strikes. So of course I was really upset in the beginning, but I said, you know what, just relax, just take it home, clean it up, maybe it'll work itself out. So I took it home, took it apart, cleaned everything, ran ballast all through everything, went ahead and put oil in the usual spots that I do, which is I usually put a little bit down here, a little bit in here, of course on the ejector, the rod, crane, all in here. You know, I put little drops of oil, and then I'll sit there and open it, close it, open it, close it, and kind of work everything in. You know, pull the hammer back, release it, just make sure I get some oil in every part. Then I took it back to the range, and I probably had, in 100 rounds, say 3 light primer strikes. And then the next time I didn't have any. So it has worked itself out fairly quickly within the first 300 rounds. Since then, I do have plenty more through it. I'm probably up to like 600 or something, and it's, you know, has not been an issue since then. So if you do pick one of these up and you have that issue, go ahead and try to let it work itself out a little bit before you bother with Colt, because anytime you send a gun in, you got to wait and blah, blah, blah. It's super frustrating because it's a new gun and you do want to get out there and shoot it. So I would say go ahead and give it a minute to work itself in. Now, the gun from the factory does come with the black rubber Hogue grips. These are the ones that they had on it at SHOT Show, and I think they are the best grips I've ever had on a revolver. Short of maybe the Jerry Michalek 625. I love those grips. They're a little slick, but I love them, the wood grips for those. I'll do that in another video. But these are fantastic. You do get a good purchase. It feels good in your hand. You know, right down here, you've got a little spot for your pinky, because, again, this is a small grip here, so got a little spot for your pinky to rest right there. It's a little bit chunky, as you see, so for concealed carrying, this one is a little bit wider, but I still carry it with this grip on it. It still conceals well, as most revolvers do of this size. Now let's get on to the big thing, the trigger. Single action, put it right here. Very, very nice. Probably not the best single action that I've got, but very good. Just a short break. Double action is where this one really kind of shines. Look at that, just a straight pull. Now it does stack near the end and get a little bit tighter, but it is so friggin' smooth for a revolver. You don't really feel the internal mechanism like click, 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 like you do on some Smiths and even Sprugers, which I do like their triggers, but this one's just much smoother for me. You can just pull right through that. It's a consistent pressure. Yes, it does increase a little bit at the end, but what that helps with is staging. Stage. Super easy to stage because you get at the end, sorry, I was just going through and pulling it. You get that little extra pressure and you can just stage it like that. I'm not doing fantastic. I'm reaching around the camera right now, but take my word for it, it does stage really well. I shoot this really, really well for a snubby revolver. Definitely better than any other snubby that I've had. The LCR, the Model 60, which I have right here, the LCR, for size comparisons. Again, this one, as all other guns on this table, unloaded and safe. This one does have the XS Big Dot on it, which is nice for quick acquisition. Again, this isn't a target pistol. Neither of these are. This one darn near could be for me. I shoot it pretty well. So, what are you getting over the Colt, and what are you getting over something like the LCR? Well, the LCR is going to be 5 rounds of 38 plus P as opposed to 6. It is a mix of, it's got basically a polymer frame, polymer housing with a, of course, a metal barrel. And basically all the components that are under pressure are metal. Is it lighter? Yeah, absolutely. Do I like carrying this gun? I sure do. This is a smaller grip than what came on it. The Hogue Tamer, well, whatever. The typical Hogue grips with the finger grooves came on it. I switched it to this because this one to me is a... I don't want to feel it concealment type of gun. You know, I basically got this one in my 238 SIG or my I don't want to feel it type of gun. It's just if I don't ever want it to be seen, I don't want to have to worry about it. It's this, or the 238. They're both very good in filling that role. However, you're doing with a snappier gun, 5 shots, kind of like a Toyota Corolla versus more of a Camaro. For me, it's smoother. It's a wonderful action. It is heavier. It shoots better. Obviously, the weight plays a major role in that. But it's a fantastic revolver. I don't really think it gets enough love. I'm hoping that it sells well and continues to sell well, so Colt can bring out some other stuff. The Python, I think, is probably a pipe dream, but hell, you never know. I'd like to see him come out with a 357 somewhere in this range. That would be really cool. I know they have the Night Cobra out now. That is, it's either a bobbed hammer or a concealed hammer. I can't remember exactly, but it's an all black finish, something comparable to a nitride, I believe. and it's basically a double action only revolver. I'd like to see how that does, because typically when you have a double action only revolver, the double action pull is improved. You know, I don't know, there's not a whole lot you could do with this double action to improve it other than maybe lighten it up just a smidge. But I'm telling you, dude, it's like a fine watch. It's fantastic. And I know people out there, I guess, came and said, oh, it's not the old Colts. It's not the old Colts. I never had an old Colt. I don't have $3,000 to spend on a revolver, unfortunately, though I do love them. But I'm just telling you, from a guy that shoots Smith and Rugers, this thing's sweet. I would not pass it up. Price is very, very reasonable. It's not like Kimber came out with a double action only revolver with a Glock trigger and said, oh, $900. And yeah, I don't think so. Kimber haters, down below, please, comments. No, but it's a pretty cool gun too. I looked at it, I just can't get over the price for that gun. I was like, it's not gonna happen. The finish is beautiful and everything, but that would be tough to spend $900 on that revolver when I got this one for, I don't know, $650 maybe. And it's absolutely fantastic, and I have the benefit of using the single action when I want it. So for me, this one took the cake, and I kind of lost interest in the Kimber. As far as holsters for carrying with this one, I've got two. The little DeSantis, I'm sure everybody's seen these at Bass Pro and all those places. It's got the belt clip here. Belt goes, I'm trying to remember, this one's kind of funky. Yeah, I put the belt down in here and this clip goes on it. It's a little weird, but it works. You can adjust the cant on it. So the Cobra fits in just fine. This one, it is a pretty decent high ride, which is good, because like I've said in other videos, you get your hand in there, the belt doesn't play a role. As you see, I do have my revolvers canted a little bit more than my other guns. I do cant all of them forward a little bit, but the revolver's a little bit more. Typically with these, I do carry the vast majority of my guns anywhere between 3 and 4 o'clock. If I have a deeper holster, a deeper ride holster, so where it's sitting down like this, I will carry the revolver, either this or the LCR, in about the 130 position. And it does stay canted like this, and even in that position, because I don't want the barrel pointed at my balls. Again, comments down below, everybody thinking I'm a moron. Now, the LCR also fits in this holster, so that works out. Interchangeable, just depends on what I feel like carrying that day, if I'm carrying a revolver. And I also have another one of these Barsoni leather. Excuse me, Barsony leather. I have the other one that I use for compact / full-size guns, and then I liked it so much because it was versatile, I went ahead and picked one up for the revolver. Nice leather inside. It's very soft. Almost like a suede type material, so it's not going to scratch the guns up. Outside, very nice soft leather again. The stitching's nice. I have wore the full size one quite a bit and never had any issues. So I got this one, and again, it fits the Colts a little bit tight down here in the trigger guard, but it does completely cover the trigger, so I am comfortable with it. And it's like I said, it's a nice quality holster. I like it. That's Amazon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing here with the LCR. Covers a little more of the trigger guard. But good holsters. I like both of them. Carry both of them. They're both fine. So basically, that's my review on the Colt Cobra. If anybody's got any experiences with it, let me know down below. I think next time, I'm either going to do one of the 1911s or what this is going to go on to. Sneak peek of something that's been sitting in my closet for a week waiting for the pistol to be put underneath this. Hopefully it'll get here, for God's sake. So anyway, I do like to kind of switch it up a little bit. I love revolvers. I love 1911s, double action, single action, striker fired. People come out and say, oh, revolvers, they suck. You get a Glock, don't get anything but a Glock. Da, da, da. Revolvers in 1911 suck. This is the stupidest statement I've ever heard. It's like saying a 69 Camaro sucks. It just doesn't make any sense. They're wonderful guns. They're beautifully built and designed. They've been around for a hell of a lot longer than we have. Previous generations, it saved many of their lives. I think they're awesome guns. Do I feel safe carrying this revolver? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 6 shots at 38 plus P, no doubt about it. I do feel safe carrying it, and I do carry it. I do carry a Glock 43. I do carry the M&P 2.0 compact, but I also carry the revolvers. So, there's many flavors out there, are really awesome guns. And, I guess what I would say is don't pigeonhole yourself. There's a lot out there to experience. If you have the opportunity and you have the funds, or if you will one day have the funds, I just kind of make it work. I don't really know how I make it happen, but I just eat junk food so I can afford guns. But give them a shot. I think you'll be impressed with them. And if you give them a little bit of time, you'll come to really appreciate what they are as firearms. So anyway, I will see you guys next week. I appreciate it. If there's anything you have in particular you want me to take a look at, shoot me a comment down below, and if I have it, I'll definitely do that. I think I'm also going to mix a couple holster reviews in here, as well as a laptop bag I have from, what's that tactical clothing company? Everybody knows it. I can't think of it. But anyway, it's an awesome laptop bag. 2 thumbs up, so I'm going to give a review on that one too, because couldn't find many when I was looking for it. So anyway, have a great day. See you next time.